Okay guys, welcome back to another mini tour video. Today we're going to be doing a bit of maintenance and maybe a bit of an upgrade to the Mini. The alternator's failed, so in this little tutorial I'm going to show you how to install and the symptoms of a dodgy alternator. So without further ado, let's crack on and get it sorted out. Right, okay everyone, so before we start with any electrics, the best thing to do is to disconnect the battery. So in a trusty little Mini and some other old classic cars as well, the British stuff, is the battery is sometimes located in the boot. So without further ado, let me bring you guys in closer and show you the nifty little accessory that is well worth the money and makes your life so much easier to disconnect the battery. So come on, let me show you. Right, okay, let me bring you in a little bit closer. Right. Okay, let me just, okay. Excuse, don't mind the messy boot area. It's a work in progress project. So under this little cardboard cover that I definitely made, I bought and repurposed. Right, okay, so here's the battery, and this here is the nice nifty little trick. It is a battery cut-off switch, so instead of the big bulky red switches, this little thing goes onto the negative terminal of the battery, and then your little earthing strap just bolts straight to it. And then to disconnect the battery, you just untwist it. To connect it, you just twist it up, twist it back all the way until it stops. But we want to make sure it's disconnected, so give it a bit of a wiggle, bit of play. That means we're all good and all safe to connect to start messing around with the front and getting the alternator unbolted. So let me bring you guys back over to the front, and I'll walk through it all to show you what tools we need and also the new alternator. Right, okay, so in this trusty little box we have a brand new alternator. This is the perfect piece of the puzzle. I mean, just look how shiny that is, and that pulley itself is just stunning, absolutely brand new, and you can't beat new parts on an old classic. So, and the other two tools we'll need, we don't need a lot of tools, luckily. We just need a few 15mm spanners. So let me show you where the alternator is and how to remove it and stuff. Right, okay, the sun is right over there, so it's blinding me. It's a lovely, gorgeous, sunny, quite cold in the shade, but lovely weather. Right, so let's get the bonnet opened up and let's pop the bonnet. Right, so I'm gonna have to go and grab my bonnet prop. It is a bit of a Bluetooth one. The bonnet is very bodged and quite bent, but I will be getting a new one when I start doing all the restoration side of it, which again, if you would like to see, let me know in the comments below and I'll do a full on walkthrough of every stage of the Mini restoration. So the good thing with what I've done, and it's quite popular, is a quick release front grille. I would highly recommend them. You just got two little tabs on the bottom, and yeah, you just undo the tabs, nice and straightforward, and then the grille literally just pulls off. Right, okay. Next step, I've got a little rain cover on here to stop it from getting all damp, getting all the distributor damp and up, because when it gets damp, the car don't run, and that is not very good, especially in a British climate, in a very wet climate. So let's just pop these caps off. Okay, is it going to play ball? Yeah, and then just pull it up like that. Right, okay, let me bring you in closer so we can see the beautiful alternator. Okay, so I am just behind the camera. So this here is our trusty trusty alternator. I believe it's a 45 amp because that's the one that we're putting in, is a little 45 amp. And so it's really simple. You've got two 15mm bolts and nuts here to remove, and you've also got one just under here and just at the back here. So what I'll do is I'll stick you guys on a time lapse, and I'll get this alternator out. Right, one bolt out. That is the bottom one. Right, now it's just loosening off these two. Okay. One thing to watch out for is they've got washers on either end, so you don't want to drop them. You don't want to lose them at all. Right, okay, this nut goes down there. Yeah, see, you got a split washer. It's like a locking washer. Right, so I'm just going to loosen that one off so it's flush here, and I'm going to get this one off as well. Exactly the same process as the other side. So yeah, that's off. There's another washer, and this time I'm going to pull this one all the way out. So see, you've got a washer and a bolt. Alright, just support the bottom of the alternator because the alternator is nice and loose. Push the belt out the way, and yeah, pull the bolt out just like that. And now you can carefully lower the alternator out. But one thing I have just forgotten, common mistake, easy enough to do. It's not a big problem at all. I just forgot to disconnect the power at the back here. Nice and simple. There's plenty of length on there, so if you forgot, it's all right. It's no problems at all. Just they're a little bit tight, so give them a good old wiggle, get it out, and oh look, there we go. A little bit of persuasion always works a treat with these old cars. Right, just nice and carefully wiggle this alternator out, and underneath that's why we've got to take the grill off. So it's just a matter of wiggling to get it out. There we go. Right, that is the old alternator out. Let's see what the date is. So on the back here, Austin, don't know what exact to the light, but yeah, Austin Rover. Date, so the first, I think that is the first month of 88, so 1988. So this is over 30 years old. It's done as well, and you can feel it's all a bit notchy and not very nice. So let me just go and grab the new alternator now. All right. Okay, so I've just taken off you with the tripod, so might be a bit of a shaky cam. So this is the old one, this is the new one. So before we can fit the new one, we got to make sure it is as close as possible to the original one. So there is a slight key differences with the alternator itself, but it shouldn't be too much of a problem, I don't think. So we've just got, obviously this one, these are going to be the locating, adjusting ones. So that's got a threaded point on it. This one hasn't. So we might have to find a nut or something, which shouldn't be too much of a problem. The key big difference is to make sure that these are very similar. These are what hold the alternator onto the engine block itself. The pulleys are pretty much identical. I mean, this one's got a couple chunks taken out of it. It's a bit rusty and stuff, whereas this one's nice and shiny, nice and clean. So let's go and see if we can fit it. See if we can fit it up and see if it's going to work for us. Which hopefully, fingers crossed, it does. And another thing to make sure is that the back of them are very close. So the Lucas three tabs, just there. You got to make sure that they're both the same. Otherwise, it's going to be a bit of electrical work. Right, yeah. Well, that one's a lot heavier. My hands are shaking now. Yeah, that is Yeah, the same one. So let's go and fit the new one. Let's go and chuck away the old one. There you are, I'll just put it on the floor for now. Let's go and see if we can fit the new one. So let's hang the alternator, the new alternator in. Just got to make sure here is that the metal collet here is facing towards the block, just like that. You can't really put these around backwards because I mean the pulley's got to go towards where the belt is, and the electrical connector has got to go towards the coil. Quite simple, but you never know. You never know if you're having one of them days. So we're just going to attempt to feed it in, which they go in. There we go. They're a little bit of a tight fit, but they do go in. Right. So I'm going to grab a bolt. That one, and I'm going to go and grab another bolt. Where is it gone? That one. Come on, line up. There we go. Right. So next thing is now make sure we get the belt on, and make sure the belt is sat on the bottom pulley, because you don't want to start it up and realise that what you've just done is not put the belt back on the bottom pulley. There we go. Is that on? That's on the wrong one. That's it. There we go. Right, and then just feed it around like that. There we go. Okay, that is on, and that's lining up beautifully. Okay, right, let's put our nuts back on. So remember, crush washer, and see, because I did realise just now, I think tell I'm not a professional, I think these bolts, yeah, look, see that? These bolts, some of them are longer, some of them are shorter. Right, so with that, I'm going to say we've done it around the right way. We'll soon find out. Right, so I'm going to put that in. Where's the nut gone? There's the nut. Okay. Right, now let's, don't want to cross thread these, just want these nipped up nice and hand tight, just like so. Right, and then crush washer and the other nut on there as well. Okay, let's make sure we're still recording. Okay, still good to go, even better. Right, so they're on. Let's just make sure down the bottom here if that's going to line up, which that bolt is not going to line up. So that's fine, because we planned for that. Okay, so let's just loosen that off a little bit, just like so. Okie dokie. Okay, so I am pretty sure we're gonna have to get a bolt, a nut. Oh, stop saying bolt is a nut you need. Okay, yeah, you can see. Yeah, I don't think this is the original bolt and stuff, but not to worry. When these classic cars and stuff go round generations and stuff, when you can't find something because it is an old car, you either have to make it or make it fit. So what I'm just going to do is I'm just going to pop that nut in there, because the bolt in there, sorry, because I am going to have to find a new bolt and a nut. But that is basically the principles of fitting an alternator. So all you have to do now is tighten these two up nice and tight, and then you want to get the tension correct. So you want, obviously it ain't going to stay for me, but you want a little bit of flex. You don't want it too tight. You want a little bit of flex in there, but you don't want it obviously very tight. So what I'll do is I'll put on the screen somewhere the Haynes manual recommended belt tension. Right then, well, hopefully you enjoyed that video. So please consider subscribing if you thought it was great and you want to see more, because for a small channel like mine, Every subscriber, every like I get will tell me that you guys want to see more mini adventures, mini tutorials, and mini restorations, because this is a nice little classic. You don't see a lot of them anymore, and it'd be nice to keep it going. And also next year, big plans. Once it is restored, we will be traveling. We'll be traveling in the summertime down to Cornwall, Lake District, all sorts of places, and really pushing the mini to its limits, trying to keep off the motorway, because top speed is only 55 miles an hour on a good day. But if you really do like the sound of that, please consider subscribing. Right, I won't bore you any longer, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheerios, bye bye.